You know that feeling, right? You're cruising along, maybe 30,000 feet, smooth as glass, everything's calm. Then out of nowhere, wham, the aircraft lurches. Your coffee tries to make a break for it. And you feel that, well, that distinct sense of being tossed around. That's turbulence. It's not just uncomfortable, is it? It's a fundamental part of flying through the atmosphere. Today we are doing a deep dive into that disturbed, rough air, what pilots and meteorologists call turbulence. We've taken a close look at some specific source material focused on aviation turbulence, material that's directly relevant if you're studying for exams like your ATPL theory. Our mission today is really to unpack the absolute core concepts, the definitions, the different causes, and most importantly, connect this knowledge directly to the kind of understanding you need to demonstrate, especially when thinking about things like mountain waves and jet streams. Think of this session as, well, kind of a focused study guide. We're going to reinforce the knowledge that is absolutely vital, picking out the key details from your material and making sure you understand why they matter, particularly, in the context of answering specific types of exam questions.
And that connection to practical professional knowledge is absolutely key. Turbulence isn't merely a passenger annoyance. It's a critical operational factor impacting everything from route planning to passenger comfort and, fundamentally, safety. Understanding its causes, the underlying meteorological phenomena described in the source material, how to identify potential areas of turbulence, and the recommended actions to take when you encounter it are foundational for any pilot. We're going to explore these aspects as detailed in the source, making sure you grasp the mechanics behind the bumpiness.
Fantastic. So we're taking your provided sources, breaking them down, and rebuilding that knowledge specifically for you. Okay, let's unpack this. Let's start with the very basics, the definition the source material gives us. What exactly is this disturbed state we're talking about in aviation?
Well, according to the material, a disturbed state in aviation simply means, disturbed or rough air. Pretty straightforward. It's the atmospheric equivalent of hitting a bumpy road, basically. Right. But the real question, and one the source immediately gets into, is why the air becomes disturbed.
Right. What's the cause?
And this brings us to a central concept that underpins most types of turbulence: wind shear. The source defines wind shear as a sudden change in the speed and/or direction of the wind. And this definition is important because it explicitly includes sudden changes in vertical currents as well.
Ah, okay. So not just sideways wind changes. Updrafts, downdrafts too.
Exactly. It's not just about horizontal wind. Upward or downward gusts are definitely part of this wind shear picture. Now, understanding why wind shear causes turbulence is absolutely fundamental. When an aircraft flies through a region of wind shear where the wind speed or direction is rapidly changing over a short distance, this change in wind velocity applies forces to the aircraft's wings and airframe. Essentially, the aircraft's kinetic energy relative to the air is suddenly altered. Imagine flying into a headwind that instantly decreases, or encountering a sudden crosswind component, or hitting a strong updraft or downdraft. That abrupt change in the airflow over and around the wings changes the lift and drag characteristics. And this sudden change in forces and the resulting change in the aircraft's energy state is what you feel inside the cabin as the jolting, the bumping, the turbulence.
Ah, okay. So it's the aircraft reacting to that sudden change.
Precisely. It's the rate of change of wind that really matters most.
So the core idea is that turbulence is the aircraft's physical reaction to sudden changes in the air's movement, that wind shear. And the source breaks this wind shear concept down, geographically, if you like, into two types.
Based on direction.
That's correct. Based on the plane in which this rapid change in wind occurs, the source identifies two main types. First, vertical wind shear. This is defined as the change in speed and/or direction of the wind with a change of height.
As you climb or descend. Exactly. As you climb or descend, the wind isn't constant. It often changes markedly over relatively small vertical intervals. The source tells us this is typically measured in units of knots per 100 feet.
Okay, knots per 100 feet.
So, for example, if the wind at 1,000 feet is 20 knots from 270 degrees, and at 1,100 feet it's 30 knots from 200.
All right. Many thanks for listening to this free part of the ATPL Theory podcast. If you want to continue learning and access the full comprehensive guide, go to my Patreon at patreon.com/ATPLtheory or my Hero at herohero.co/ATPL. That is patreon.com/ATPLtheory or herohero.co/ATPL. Wishing you all the best.